Alrighty, we're back again for the third episode, and the plan is for this episode probably going to be at least the first 5 to 10 minutes is probably going to be a good time lapse, because at this point I'm literally just waiting on getting enough iron plate to continue expanding, and it's just a slow process of waiting. Looks like I've reached a solid point where I can probably go ahead and get another burner wood processor, because we seem to be blocked up on wood logs a little bit. Alrighty, so we're back to the time lapse, and I've managed to get some expansion done. Started making some more landfill. Went ahead and made more nurseries. Got a bunch of those going. Another couple wood processing units. Also set up a few more. Managed to set up a couple washers and soil extractors. Did some expansion so that we can start, while they're out of fuel again, start producing. Once this is actually up and running properly, one landfill approximately every second or so we can start growing. Also went ahead and ran the numbers. We need to make a single automated screener to start getting the quartz for science. We need 900 iron ore, which, well, I hadn't mentioned this before, but the recipe that turns coal into coke and gives you tar gives you 50 tar per cycle, which it takes 50 tar per cycle to get you 10 ore. So we need 90 cycles of that. But given it's 10 tar each, you basically turn one coal, or 10 coal each, you turn one coal into one ore, effectively. Not counting for the copper or whatever, but as such, that also means we need 900 coal, which means we need 900 wood. Although the wood itself actually ends up producing slightly over half as much tar, as it gives out 30, as you can see. So it's not exactly 900 coal we need, but the numbers are a little weird, and I don't feel like figuring out the exact math. So I'm going to go ahead and let's get these refilled. As you can see, I've already got a little over 1,000 wood pile up at this point. I just need to run it through the machine and get it turned into coal. Let's go ahead and grab all the soil that's on hand so we can get them in the washers. We've honestly got enough at this point. We managed to fill them up pretty well. Good solid bit of more landfill. I'm still handcrafting landfill because I can't automate it until we actually get science going. It's full again. Reached the point at this point where I've got enough iron coming in that I'm pretty quickly able to fill up the machine before, like, with plates, because it only has a stack size of 100. And now the thing with coke is you can, although it's not really worth it, you can get about 20 extra tar out of it but it takes like 20 coke per cycle, so it's easier to use it for fuel than it is to waste it really to turn it into more tar for ores. But because honestly, you really shouldn't have enough of it on hand to waste it doing that when you can just wait and use it for like power. I've got just like a ton of logs building up in each of these buildings. Bring them down here, stick them in here, let it run. I have also reached the point where I'm going to, on top of figuring out getting science organized, I'm also going to start expanding, making more room, actually organizing some of this stuff so I can properly feed it with like actual like regular inserters instead of bursts. I don't have to worry about keep fueling everything because it's kind of a pain in the ass. Really? We got a single ore left? Whatever. That over there. Because the other thing I was trying to do is I went and made another destructive column, but there's not really a good place to place it in here. And then hook up all the outlets and shit. Because I kind of need to, like, move all this over for it to work. But that also meant I needed more landfill, so I went and worked on that problem. But so now I've actually got more landfill and I can start placing it and kind of moving some stuff around. These damn things just burn through fuel like crazy. I think that time lapse, I spent most of my time literally just running around and like fueling things. I believe. What's the other thing I forgot to fix? Bring the audio down. It's a bit louder than it needed to be. Nice, get those moved around so I can actually fuel them in a line and actually properly move the soil around without me having to do all this shit manually. See, it takes a lot more. It takes a lot longer to get ore from tar, or the tar for the ores from the wood, than it does to run a bunch of coal through here. Because when I got a stack full of coal, I can put it in here, and I think it takes like half as much time. But let's go ahead, move that over. Really? So one thing that sucks about not having a bunch of cheaty reach mounts on that I'm used to using from testing. You have to sit here and move around and like move shit. At least right now I don't have any energy or anything, so I don't have to worry about moving some things. And it goes and places crap on the floor, which I didn't want, but oh well. Logs in there. Maybe not wood. You got plenty. You got a little bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and, for now, just go ahead and remove those inserters. Overall, I'm not gaining that much having them insert. They're kind of slow anyway. That up. That up. fuel in there, put a stack of wood in there. Put a stack of wood in there. Basically, I sit here and let this run through these 2 stacks of wood, and I should have enough once it's done to, like, give me enough coal to run through that I can get enough ore that I can then turn into plates. Because I have to get the ore, turn it into wrought iron plate, and because I don't have the science unlocked for it yet, I can't go straight from ore to regular iron, so I have to turn the wrought iron into regular iron, and then 10 iron plates into steel plates, and turn those into gears, which I can then turn into an electric mining drill, and leftover steel or actually the mining drill doesn't use any steel, but using the steel and the electric mining drill and everything, I can go ahead and make the automated screener. And all that is just to get some quartz. That doesn't include the fact that I also have to get the washer, which I've got, and another soil extractor. Well, I'll probably just use the ones that are down there for now to make the sand to sort for quartz. Plus we still need this setup, which means we need one of these things, which is a crap ton of wood and more iron. And we gotta set up 10. Which means we need to set up another washer, or quenching tower, using tar. And this is where I said before that the tailings weren't going to be useful for a while, so we were going to go ahead and just dump them. This is where the tailings come in. We now need it to start making tin, and it's also going to give us aluminum, which we don't need right away, but you pretty quickly need aluminum and copper to turn it into duralumin to make its fast inserters, and then you also need it for science 2. So we also need landfill for this. Let's grab all the stone. Go ahead and refill this. Damn it. The only thing that sucks about even distribution is sometimes it doesn't give you enough time. Yeah, see, we were really starting to build up on soil. Alrighty. So let's see, how are we doing on wood? We are most of the way through, but it's also almost out of fuel. Let's go ahead. Stick that in there. Not like I'm using it. That's not supposed to be burning wood. Stupid thing. Take about 3/4 of that and bring it over here. Actually got, because while I've been running around waiting on everything to process, I've been gathering up iron plate. We should have, I believe, the majority of what we need, at least enough to get, see, like this, we can go ahead and make the thing to go ahead and start sorting out some tin. Also go ahead and start smelting the plates into iron plates. We can then smelt that into steel. Make the automated screener. That's why I went ahead and did that time lapse, because getting to this point took me almost an hour and a half. and there just was not a lot going on. It was mostly an hour and a half of me just kind of sitting there, moving around and putting fuel on things. It was not even remotely entertaining. Let's go ahead and put that in there. I also pulled a couple of my blueprints. I used my basic smelting blueprints down. So it's got, like, this one is set up so I can run a belt of fuel, and then the ore onto, well, from this direction would be the right side, and then got a second one which is literally just an extension, because I usually do it in, depending on how much material I have, these are blocks of 10 or 20, but we're not going to use it yet. I just don't really have the room or the resources to be putting all the shit together, and I don't have power set up. But we'll be setting that up soon. Once we start the point where we start automating most of the stuff a little bit better. Right now I'm going to go ahead and get some furnaces set up, making some iron plate, and then turning that iron plate into steel. Running out and finish the job, you stupid thing. There we go. Should have enough room. Yep. That's over one. Doesn't actually matter, but it was bugging me. Cancel that. It's going to take forever. There you go. Ahead and run. I need grand total of 5 steel, so that shouldn't take terribly long to get. But we're looking at steel is 10 iron, 10 blah, 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 words, 10 iron plate per steel plate, which, given we gotta make iron plates from wrought iron plates, it's like 5 wrought iron plate per plate, so it's like 50 wrought iron plate to 100 ore piece. It's kind of really freaking expensive. Tired of waiting on you. Go a little bit faster. Got 2. Should have, let's see. Yeah, I think we're backed up on tar at the moment. Which means we're probably backed up on ore. Yeah, because it only has a stack size of about 500 for ores. This thing's backed up with plate again. turn off the steel because I gotta get a bunch of freaking regular iron now. Yeah, you can see how quickly I went through it. We also need copper plate. I ain't worried about copper plate too much because I just really haven't been using it, so basically it's been sitting there running the entire time, just building up. Let's go ahead. This is the fun part. Because I need tar and I need tailings. Which I need... Tar one can come from here, tailings can come from here. But then I also have a tailings output, which I need to get back around to this side. And then the flue gas to here. And the saline water clear up there. Which is going to be just tons of fun to figure out. Let's go ahead, grab whatever we got. Put that in there. It can go ahead and I ain't using it for anything else. Turn that iron oxide into plates for right now. I need the plates more than I need anything else. Get some underground pipe. Go ahead and disable that. Stop dumping the tailings. Really, at this point, I need to, again, another one of the things I need to unlock sooner rather than later is the storage tech, so I can get one of these overflow valves. That way, we only dump tailings if we're full on them, so we're not backing up the system. But I'm going to need the majority of them right now anyway. Down here, there. Saline water needs to come over here. Honestly, I think this inserter is just going to have to be moved. It's kind of like in the way. I did not leave myself enough room to route some stuff. Again, this is one of the bigger things is I need to start getting more landfill so I can start moving some stuff around so I can have room for all this shit. Because right now I just don't have the room. And that was entirely because I'm just too lazy to walk over there to place like a few sections of pipe. And flue gas. Move you down, move you down. Go ahead and just use some landfill to fill in that space. I used it. I was being cheap when I first set it up because I didn't have very much. So I only placed exactly what I needed to get the pipes to fit in there. This needs to go. It's just in the way at this point. Damn, one short. This is honestly probably not the cleanest organization. Somebody else could probably do a lot better than the way I did it. It gets the job done. Alrighty, now back to the fun part of needing a crap ton of wood for everything. Not supposed to be using that shit for fuel. Have 100 logs. I'm taking wood you made. Logs, I'm taking your wood. 100 logs, I've already got your wood. Have some iron ore. That's 40 of each. But it really isn't actually worth a whole lot because it takes, I don't know. Let's see, aluminum, or not aluminum, I need 10. Takes 10 ore per plate, so I've got a whole whopping 4 plates right now. Just so many. How many did we need? 2510 cable. That's 25 plates. So we need 250 ore before we're going to be able to do anything. Which means we need to process the crap out of some stuff. Frankly, I think it's just time we move those inserters. Because I want to move this guy over. And crap. Not enough room there. Damn it. See, like I said, I need more space so I can start organizing things. Let's go on a soil collecting mission so we can start washing it. We're out of freaking fuel again. Big thing is this point. I gotta keep working on science. I need setup. Plus I need to start working on, now I've got proper iron, getting some steam engines and a boiler set up so I can start making electricity. So I can get those inserters. So I can get away from having to worry about. I honestly haven't done the math on energy usage, which is better. Like, just based on energy consumption, regular inserters are better than burners. But given that whole how much they move and all that, I haven't done the numbers. Belts are going to be nice and expensive to do. Let's see. Go ahead and turn all that stone into landfill. I don't actually need this copper ore. You go in there. Let me go ahead, place down these other 2 washers. I'm not going to use them for stone right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn them on to sand so we can start processing some of this extra soil I got. You're an output. We need water. Again, laziness for the win. Add a pipe. Right now I'm just using wrought iron pipe because it's the same thing as this. It's just cheaper. And I can't be bothered to make the better stuff. And the only real benefit of making the other stuff is the fact that once you got iron set up and you got a cheap supply coming in, you can go ahead and just make the more expensive pipe and then not have to worry about having 2 separate iron sources making 2 separate pipes. Plus, if you want automated undergrounds, you have to use the regular pipe. So, I mean, if you're the kind of person that wants to sit there and like min-max the iron cost and use the cheaper pipes, like, more power to you. But I'm just kind of lazy and ain't gonna spend the time to switch back and forth and do all that once I start automating things. We have, yeah, we got a good bit of. Yeah, see, that's plugged up because it just can't get the iron out of there. Or the tailings, actually. This should be... yeah, it's waiting on tar at this point. It's also got some tailings in it, but I don't think that's enough to fill it up. Yay, we're up to a whole 10 plates. 10. Yeah. I'm a dumbass. Just ignore me. Be better for everybody involved. Yeah, that's the thing, is the automated screener requires power. So to officially get to the point where we start science, like, we gotta get enough stuff to start making power. So, let's go ahead. I think we'll just go ahead and kind of expand out this little area here. It'll give me enough room. That. Make an offshore pump. I want to make sure I have a specific one. Like, set up for power. Fix that there. Helps if I get out of the way. A little bit of a weird hitch there. I don't know what that was about. power poles. More landfill, mostly because this is going to bother me, even though I can walk across it. Pipe. What? Alrighty, we've been slightly over half an hour again, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call out an episode. We are, between the time lapse and everything, it's about 2 hours from episode 2 to finish this up. And next episode, we should be at the point where, once we get enough tin, we can start getting the setup we'll continue working on, and hopefully by the end of next episode, have science going. So, won't be fast, but it'll be running. So I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.